What is up, everybody? Maine Fly Guys here with another tutorial. I have never tied this fly before, so I just wanted to give you guys sort of a sneak peek into what it's like when I try to tie a fly for the first time and I don't have anything out front of me. I'm just kind of going off memory. So I saw this fly pattern and I can't remember for the life of me who tied it, so if you know who tied this fly, please comment down below. But so it's a baitfish pattern, and to start, we are going to tie in some white, just Chinese strung saddle hackle here, and everything is going to be on this little portion. So that's why I thought I couldn't quite figure it out how he did it. I don't know, I couldn't wrap my feeble mind around it. So I start with some feathers, and these are not great feathers, but this this is the first time tying it. So I imagine that space is of the essence here. So you really want to be sure not to waste any space. Okay? That seems like it will be a very sure thing. I can guarantee you that space is very very precious. So here I have some craft fur, and what I'm going to do is I want it to be about half. Just go to the back of the hook here, maybe a little past it. So what I'm going to do is lay it down. There it is. And I'm going to cinch it down once, 3 times, and I'm just going to kind of roll it in my fingers while keeping all this upright. Just kind of roll it around, make a nice body. The issue with this, and part of me that was holding me back from thinking that it was craft fur, was it's very it takes up a lot of space, especially on the front side when you trim it, because it kind of gets bulky. So that actually doesn't look half bad, and that is probably the answer. Ooh boy, careful, don't hook yourself. How does that look? Is that okay? So I have it going down to there, pretty much down to where the hook reaches. I've twisted it down to it and twisted the other side, and I think that's actually not bad. Alright, so I'll just clean up any little fibers, some fibers sticking out front here. Yeah, that ain't bad. Just make sure. Alright. Again, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Also, there were some black stripes, and I'm almost positive it was just a Sharpie, so I'm going to take this Sharpie and do some stripe work. Just kind of holding the fibers as I do the stripe work. Because this hook is pointed straight and not backwards, not below, it's pointing on top, just be careful, because I've already gotten myself once. Alright, so there's a little stripe work. I'm just going to kind of mull it up a little bit. I don't like my stripes to be like, I like them to be a little faded. Okay, so from here, I am going to put a little zap-a-gap on the front here, just because I want to be extra certain. Craft fur is so slippery that I just want to be extra certain that it's staying in place. Alright, so now I'm going to go in and add in a little flash. And I've been debating what kind of flash to use. You could use lateral line, but he used some blue flash, whoever had this, and I was thinking maybe something like that, but I think I'm gonna go with this. Do some lateral line damage, and what I'm gonna do, hopefully, I don't want it to be too long, I just want it to be kind of short, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just kind of overlap. I don't want it to be the main focus, you know, of the fly. I just want it to be sort of an accent. I gotta start moving up a little bit. Alright. So there, and what I'm gonna do is just flip it over. Flip this flash over. And there we have two kind of little flashes on the side there. And I like that. I like how it looks. Alright, so now I'm going to come in with some bucktail, and I'm going to do this sort of grayish on top. I don't want it to flare up. I want it to stay laying pretty flat. So what I'm going to do is take it more towards the tip. Take it more towards the tip, and I think I have too much here. This is probably too much. So actually, you know, that's not half bad. So this time I'm going to put a little wax on my thread because it was so slick. So I'm going to put a little wax, and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to make it a little shorter. Alright, and I'm going to boom. That actually don't look half bad. So now what I've done is I've wrapped out front and then out back. So I'm going to cut the tips off. Because I've put wax and done the front back wrap, where I leave a little gap in between, that will allow me to cut the tips. I didn't anticipate it being very slick, or I anticipated it not being that slick. And it looks like there's a little deer hair in the eye. A little tip is you can just light your bodkin and just put it underneath the fire for a little bit. So here I'm just lighting it. And after you've done it for a few seconds, just kind of stick it in the eye and push all that deer hair back. So it will just burn. Like there was two fibers in the eye of the hook there. I can't cut them with scissors, so I just snip them using that sort of fire method. So now on the bottom, and this part I was really confused about, there was some white deer hair for a belly, and I think that's fine, and I can do that. That's not the hard part. But it was how are they separated? Because this hook is right in the way, and I was just perplexed as to how this person did it. So we're gonna try putting a little hair, and I'm gonna try to lay it on top and push it sort of underneath the beads on either side. So I lay it on top, pull it down and underneath the beads, and I want it to basically be inside the hook. I don't want it to go past the hook, so I'm just gonna do it inside the hook. I'm going to do 2 wraps tight. This is a lot shorter. Still slippery. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look terrible. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. Alright, so that's all I did. I thought it might have been more than that. So what I'm going to do now is go back and just sort of secure my loose ends here. Just try to get a solid wrap. Oh yeah, okay, that looks great. So you have something that's starting to look like this. And now, I'm just going to do some tidying up there. I am going to put a little more Zap-A-Gap right here, just because that deer hair, there's not, I don't know, I just didn't feel confident with how it was tied in there. Just was very slippery. You could probably put another flash. You could probably put another flash in here if you're a flashy, maybe if you want a flashy pike pattern. This white on the bottom here is kind of flaring out. You see that? Because it's running into the hook. It's hitting the hook and it's flaring out. So what I'm going to do is just try to pinch it back with some glue, but something to note for the future is when doing this, be careful not to run your thread all the way back into the bend there when you're doing the white, because it will flare out like this. And it's only a few fibers, it's not a big deal, but yeah, it is doing that. And you know, for some of us it's really freaking annoying. So then the final step, I'm gonna take some peacock curl here, and there was quite a bit on the pattern that I saw, which I wish I could remember. I'd say at least, you know, 7 or 8 strands. Maybe more than that, really. So what I'm going to do is take a whole bunch. And so here are some, you know, whatever, I got plenty. Some are a little shorter, you can probably just get rid of those. But here's some nice, and I'm just going to find it where it kind of goes all the way back to the tip of the fly. And right about there. And then I'm going to tie it down. Okay. So now, before I do my last step, I am going to wrap this head in a certain color, and you can pick whatever color you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to color my line orange. I say my line, God, I sound so stupid. My thread orange, and give some wraps here around the head. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to color the head on orange with a Sharpie here. Just to match the orange beads, you know? I don't know. I like to match, so. Thread, and I'll wax it up a little bit. And then I'll put some tight... wax sticks always fall wax down. I'll put some just loosely red. If I had bright orange, I would do bright orange, but I don't have any on me. And what I'll do is just wrap it in this dubbing. It's a quick way to add a lot of girth to the pattern without really adding a ton of bulk. So there, and I'll just wrap it up a couple times. So now I've added a lot of bulk that the head can catch on to when it's going on. And you know, it's red, so can't really go wrong with the red color. But again, if you want to add whatever color for your bulk. Alright, so how's that look? Man, that actually looks pretty good. I thought this fly was going to go horribly, but it actually turned out to be pretty cool. These are weighted beads too, so it's gonna fall sort of face down, not like nosedive, but it'll fall a little face down, and I think the action is going to be really good. So what I'm going to do for this, all I do for the head, make sure you have it the right way first before you go to put it on. All I do is add a little Zap-A-Gap, and some people use UV gel or anything like that, and I Oh boy. I don't really like that. Come on, work for me. There we go. Things got a little tight there at the end, but we're okay. Okay, so here's the first attempt. Man, it came out actually not bad, and that's the first time ever doing it, so we can only get better from here. I'd say things to improve: make the green body a little more robust in here. Right? I guess I'll point to it. Make the green body more robust. The white, I really like how that looks. Right, kind of in line with the orange. The head is great. And yeah, that's really it, I guess, is make that green body a little more robust. But so this is my first time trying it, and you know, it came out pretty solid. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm gonna tie a couple more. So feel free to give it a go. This was my first try at this pattern. Again, if you know who tied this, please let me know. I cannot think of the guy's name. Just saved the life of me. So please let me know if you do have it. I'm really looking forward so I can give him credit, because this is a stellar pattern. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to our videos. We'll, you know, post them as much as we can. We're in the works with some things right now, but we're trying to pump these out and give you guys some other videos to watch and follow. So thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you next time.